Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video. Today I'm doing another review of a 13th Doctor comic book, of all things. It's the sort of second issue of the holiday special, sort of two-part / issue comic, which I like the fact that it's just 2 issues. Kind of makes sense, you know, you got one sort of leading into Christmas and then one after Christmas. Which is nice, I guess. What was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, the other issue that I got, issue 1, the guy at the comic shop, my local comic shop, made the point that he was like, wait, why does it look so different, the cover? And I clearly picked up a special variant cover from when I was up in Scotland, in Glasgow, in Forbidden Planet there, so that's really cool. That I got an exclusive variant cover. On the front cover of this one you've got Jodie Whittaker and the Sonic, or her emitting the Sonic, and this really eerie, very red, very eerie and, as I say, badass even, image of Krampus looming over her. Now, the baddie in this kind of reminds me of this Big Finish baddie that I've kind of heard of, which might be the same character, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. I mean, if you know kind of what I'm on about, then please do comment below. You've got the new sort of Jodie Whittaker logo, Doctor Who, 13th Doctor, BBC, in this nice white text, so they don't look too out of place. And that, you've got Titan Comics 02, meaning issue 2, holiday special, which again I think Titan Comics have very much tapped into the fact that a lot of fans wanted a Christmas special with Jodie, and obviously there hasn't been one with her, so I think they've very much tapped into that sort of void, as it were, and yeah, hopefully this does well, because again a lot of people keep saying they want that, and then if this happens and then they're just like, oh well, it's because it's a comic book, I won't get it, sort of thing, that would be a shame. A bunch of quotes for the reviews and that. In the back you've got a thing for one of the graphic novels, you've got something to do with promoting the next issue, which is a 13th Doctor crossover with the 10th Doctor, which I actually kind of like the look of. What's out this month from Titan Comics, you've got Sherlock, Minions, Robotech, Remix, Life is Strange, Blade Runner, River of London, which is a comic series by Ben Aronovich, the guy who did Remembrance of the Daleks and Battlefield. I think these are the variant covers for issue 2, so you know, you've got this one, you've got that one, and then this one is clearly the just sort of box standard one. Something to do with a thing about the subscription for the comics, which is quite steep, I think, but I don't know if that's for a year. You've also got promotions for all the other sort of series of sorts. You've got little bios in this bit of the Doctor, Ryan, Yasmin, Graham, or Yaz, and the TARDIS. You've also got a little previously thing, so if you haven't picked up issue 1 for whatever reason, you can have a little bit of a recap. You've also got Titan Comics website, Twitter, and Facebook page. You've also got here who the writer, artist, colorist, and other folk are involved in this issue. And then also going back to the back of this issue, there's an epilogue which is quite interesting, because I just thought this may be, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, the first time Titan Comics have ever done an epilogue sort of thing in one of their comics, so that's quite interesting. I unfortunately didn't read the first issue, or I have read the first issue and then reviewed it, but part of me wanted to read that and then read this, but I can always do that at a different time, I guess. But yeah, I really like some of the shots and or panels of Jodie just being on her own, sort of, or this. I like the fact that she's kind of highlighted in the front instead of being in the foreground. Something I wish almost the TV show took advice from, you know, the 3 companions are visually in the background as opposed to Jodie, because often in the TV show it feels like it's the other way around. at least for me. This sort of panel and or shot kind of reminds me, or this place kind of reminds me of the Oval Office for the White House, but like almost like that set's being redesigned, which I quite like, which is kind of funny. I like a remark about like how this isn't Time Lord technology, but his sort of wardrobe is bigger on the inside. I thought that was pretty funny. Really cool design monster there. And that. I'm not so keen on these little weird green henchmen dudes. They're kind of weird. A bit silly maybe. Yeah, I like the fact that she's wearing the scarf from Resolution, because I think that might be only other times that she's worn it. And just some of the really stylized backgrounds and that, and yeah, she just looks like the artist really has taken a lot of care to correctly get the correct sort of facial features and or characteristics of Jodie's Doctor. I can't really, I don't know if I'd say the same for like the companions as much. There is I really like this. This is really stylized, just sort of simplistic sort of silhouette of them all crawling across the air duct almost. Really cool panel of like close up on her eyes. Yeah, there is quite a bit of expository, is that the right word? Exposition dialogue, which I guess is kind of in keeping with her Doctor of sorts. Big criticism of Series 11, maybe even Series 12. For some people has been that. Bit of fan service there with the Fez, which I don't mind. It's a Christmas issue. What else? Yeah, the baddie kind of just gets defeated really anticlimactically, I guess. I like the sort of wink she does because of the question that Yaz asks and that, and her sort of monologue about Christmas and her views on it are quite interesting. What else? Yeah, I think overall, from memory, I think part one's probably a better sort of part one, as it were, and this one is it's okay, but it's not as good maybe. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what else really to say. It would be interesting, it would really be interesting to read both issues back to back and then just do a little quick sort of 5 or 10 minute video on like the 13th Doctor Holiday Special overview video, maybe either in front of the camera or behind like this, and just have issue 1 and issue 2 both on the Dalek rug, as it were, and talk about both issues back to back or as a whole, and how I felt the story sort of flowed, sort of thing. Yeah, some of the panels and some of the shots or sort of drawings and sketches of some of the companions were kind of weird in certain ones, and then a bit better in others, and that. But I think the standout character that they really did nail the most, as it were, or sort of hone in on, looks wise, was probably Jodie, which is good because she is kind of like at the forefront of the story, and does feel kind of a bit more actively like, yeah, as I say, active and engaged in the story, which again is kind of ironic considering a lot of people's criticism of Series 11 and how a lot of people felt like she was very much in the background a lot of the time in those stories. And that, but yeah, I mean, Krampus looks awesome, like really cool, sort of centaur-esque creature, or sort of organic-y creature, and that. But yeah, that's about it really. I haven't really got much else to say, other than keep an eye out for some other Doctor Who comic book reviews maybe in the future on this channel, and yeah, thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe.